Okay, class. Good day, everyone. So we are about to start our first lesson for this fourth quarter. So this will be the last quarter of your senior high school life. So we're done with the first modules for our first grading. I mean, for the third quarter. So we're about to start now with our lesson. No? First lesson with in our fourth quarter. Okay, so our lesson for this day is about principles, tools, and techniques in creating a business. So basically, what we will study today are all about the things that we need, in creating a business or in starting a business. But they say that a good business plan starts with the research, into the potential business industries, competitors, and markets. So dun lahat nagsisimula, by starting into a research, then analyzing our market, and of course, thinking of ways on how we could start our business. So this gives the business owners a complete understanding of about of what is all about the business that he or she would like to enter in. So as a business owner, you must understand that what is going around you, and not just in your own business. You must also consider to take a look or to take a glance of other businesses, no? Kaya nga nagkakaroon tayo minsan ng competitors check or minsan benchmarking, just like what we've mentioned in the past lessons. Okay? So the factors that are hurting and helping the entire industry will also impact your individual business. Kaya kailangan inaalam natin. And while one probably cannot control these external factors, you can control how your business will respond to them. And potential financiers will want to see that you have a thorough understanding of how your industry works and where your business fits, especially if you wanted your business to expand. Siyempre, there will be time, you'll be needing partners in your business. So, importante na itong magiging financiers or business partners mo is very confident that you know your business well. That will be their determining factors if they will join you or if they will not join your business. Okay? So, at this point in time, let us take a look on what we're tackling today. So, let's start by discussing the principles in creating a business. So we have 10 principles in creating a business. So these are the 10 principles that underline the creation of the most successful business in the world. So these factors or these principles ay isa sa mga naging considerations or mga factors na kinonsider nila in order that their business will grow, or in past tense, their business growth. Okay? So, let's start first with what we call the scalability. When we say scalability, it is the capacity of a system, network, or process to handle a growing amount of work or its potential to be enlarged in order to accommodate the growth. Scalability. Pag sinabi natin scalability, it is the capacity of a business to venture from small into a bigger one. Kaya nga scale. So dapat if you are entering a business, you have also this what we call the end in mind. What do we mean by the end in mind? Gusto natin lumaki yung negosyo. Of course, gusto natin lumaki yung negosyo, inaalam din natin ano ba yung mga kakailangan ko by the time na lumaki na yung negosyo ko. Okay, so scalability from maliit, titingnan nyo pa unti-unti hanggang dun sa point na lumago or lumaki yung business natin. So isa yan sa mga principles na kailangan kinoconsider ng isang successful business owner. Okay, another thing is the big idea. So small business is no more effective than the idea upon which it is built. So the entrepreneur's vision is more important to the life of the business than anything else. Okay? it is very important that we always have ideas pertaining with our business. Hindi kasi pwede na, alam mo yun, ngayong panahon, ganito yung idea ko with our business. Alam naman natin that the world is really fast changing, and especially nowadays with the prevalence of technology, kailangan talaga nag-cope tayo with what is the trend, no? So that is why bigger and more ideas is needed, especially sa businesses. So hindi dapat tayo nananatili on what the idea is the business have today, no? Let's say for example, before ang idea natin of expansion is just putting up a store, physical store. Ngayon, iba na ang idea of expansion. Hindi lang laging physical store. It could be a virtual store, di ba? So that's another idea that we could venture in. Pagdating dito sa sinasabi nating principle of big ideas. Okay? Number 3 is the system. You must recognize that a small business is a system which all parts contribute to the success or failure of the whole. Importante that in a business there is a system that is being followed. Okay? That is why kaya nga tayo nagkakaroon ng chain of command, pagdating sa mga transactions or sa mga actions, no, na kailangan gawin sa business. So it is important that systems are being followed, no, from up downwards, or pwede rin from downwards to upwards. Okay, so it should be followed accordingly. Next, the fourth one is sustainability. When we see sustainability, a business must be dynamic, able to thrive through all economic conditions. Ayan. So, yan yung naging problem natin now with the pandemic. Many business did not sustain kasi hindi nila na-foresee yung ganitong klaseng events. So, yung iba talagang nag-invest on food, no? Nagtayo sila sa mga mall. Kaya ang mga mall hindi naman nagbukas, 'di ba? So we must think of ways, no, that our business will sustain. Kaya ngayon iba from selling in the store, nag-online sila, 'di ba? So that's how they sustain the business. So dapat the principle of sustainability is laging nasa inyong mind bilang isang businessman or businesswoman. Okay? The fifth is the growth. All business need internal growth. Okay? A small business is a school in which its employees are students with the intention, will, and determination to grow. So it is very important that yung business natin has this willingness to make or empower their people na mag-grow, no? Especially kung kinakitaan talaga ng potential ng mga employees natin. Of course, the business as well, kung kaya niyang palaguin, kaya nating palagayin yung negosyo. Okay? Next, principles are what we call the vision. It is very important that our business has a vision. Kasi yan yung alam niyo sa planning, that's the first step ng negosyo. Sa planning in a business. Creating your mission and vision. Ano ba yung mission ko sa negosyong ito? Ano ba yung vision ko in the future para sa business na ito? Okay, so it is important. Kasi pag wala, baka hindi na masustain yung negosyo or hindi magtagal. Okay? We can say that the word vision is tantamount to your goal of the business. Ano ba yung goal ng business ko in the future? So, ayan. So, that's why vision in a business is very important. As well as your purpose. Okay? Purpose naman can be tantamount to the word mission. Ano ba yung mission ng negosyo? Ano ba yung purpose ng negosyo? Okay? Bakit ako nag-exist or bakit kailangan mag-exist ng negosyo? Okay, let's say for example sa mga very clear naman alam mo sa Jollibee, alam niyo the purpose of establishing yung quick service restaurant na Jollibee. Ang pinaka-purpose nun is to to bring joy to every family. Yun yung pinaka-purpose nila. No? That every time they will go to Jollibee as a family or even solo ka nga lang di ba? Pag nakakain ka ng, ay, ang sarap ng chicken joy, ang sarap ng spaghetti. So that's their purpose, to bring joy in eating sa bawat Filipino or sa bawat taong kakain. So that is why Jollibee is very successful with their business. Okay? Next is yung tinatawag nating autonomy. Autonomy is a business not part of the owner's life, but it is in fact a separate entity. Okay? Kaya nga may tinatawag tayong the business of business is business. No? Again, the business of business is business. Ibig sabihin, yung negosyo mo is a separate entity from your personal life. Though yan ay pagmamay-ari mo, it is still considered that it's different from your personal life. Bakit? Siyempre, dapat kung negosyo yan, ikaw bilang may-ari, para hindi yan malugi or magkaroon ng discrepancy, especially when it comes to sales, dapat bilang ikaw, bumibili ka rin ng sarili mo. Hindi ka basta-basta lang kumukuha. No? Halimbawa, may tindahan kayo ng retail store ng damit, ng RTW. See, it doesn't mean na ikaw ay may-ari, kukuha ka lang ng gusto mong damit, hindi ganun yon. Okay? Kailangan mong bayaran pa rin kasi that is a different entity of your life. Kaya nga, mapapansin ninyo ang mga negosyante, no? Hindi naman sa nagkukuripot yan, but because that is their principle. Walang pamilya, walang kamag-anak. Kung gusto mo niyang item na yan or ng product or service na yan, magbabayad ka or bibili ka. Again, the principle of autonomy, that the business of business is business. Number 9, profitability. A small business is an economic entity, driving an economy reality, creating an economic certainty for the communities in which it thrives. Of course, one of the principle of a business, of course, to make profit. Yan naman talaga yung ating ultimate goal or ultimate purpose of establishing a business. Okay? So, dapat may kita. Kasi hindi tayo tatagal. Hindi mo tatagal yung negosyo. Wala tayong pampasweldo. Wala tayong pang-sustain ng ating mga operational expenses. Walang profitability. And of course, lastly, standards. Okay, dapat meron tayong sinusunod na standard. And alam nyo, ang mga maraming business, they are fond of applying for certifications for standardization. No? Kasi that could be a requirement para sila ay maging isang internationally recognized business. Di ba? Yung tinatawag nating ISO. Ipapa-ISO sila in order na yung kanilang business will be internationally recognized and the name of their business will be more reliable, more competitive to other companies or other businesses. Okay, so those are the 10 principles in creating a business. Now, let us proceed with the 7 steps in effective decision making. Alam niyo yung decision making, it is a very crucial role in a business. Kasi syempre, when we decide sa business natin, it not only affects one person, but the company as a whole. That is why decision making is very important. And ngayon po ay aalamin natin what are the effective or the steps in an effective decision making. The first step is what we call the identify the decision to be made. Okay? So of course, lagi naman yan. Ano bang dapat natin pagdesisyonan? So we must identify what decisions to be made. Dapat ba natin pagdesisyonan magkano ang price, magkano ang ating initial capital, gaano kalaki, sino ba ang ating market. So yun. Then after that, we conduct research by gathering relevant information. With that information, we could identify different kinds of alternatives. Kung nakita natin, ay, wait, ang gusto kong negosyo ay pares bami. Kasi yung area namin, yun yung kayang, yun yung market, ang kaya ng market, especially sa food. No, nagkalat ng pares ngayon at mami, ano. So we will now gather relevant information, of course, how to establish that kind of business, no, kung marunong ka magluto, ano yung mga ano. Now, identify alternatives. What if hindi dito sa area ito? Yun yung pwede natin alternative, ibang location. May iba pa kayong location just in case na hindi dito mag-materialize yung aking negosyo. So that's one way of how we identify alternatives. Then we weigh evidences. Okay, sige, let's check. Ito palang lugar na ito ay Monday to Friday lang matao. So paano pag Sabado, Linggo? Saan ako pupunta? So something like that. So we weigh evidences on how we can prove that our alternatives or our gathered relevant information are to be of proof, or fact. Okay. So the fifth step in decision making is what we call choose among the alternatives. So mamili ka na with alternatives that you have made. Then you take action on the chosen alternatives and then review decision and consequences. So yan po yung ating steps in decision making. Okay, now, let's proceed with decision making tools. Itong decision making tools, these are being used by big companies, no? Especially malaki yung kasi yung nakataya sa kanila in terms of their puhunan, of their costings, no? Of their investment. That is why kailangan talaga na sila ay may ginagamit na tools. And these tools are being proved na tama, no? First, decision-making tools that businesses use is what we call the decision matrix. Ito, very simple lang itong decision matrix. Ang itsura nitong decision matrix is that, yun nga kanina, di ba, you have your different plans or different alternatives. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan C. Plan A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. Okay, then from then, you evaluate all the options and make a decision. Okay? So, yun yung ginagawa natin. Now, the second is what we call the T-chart. Okay, ito naman T-chart, from the word itself, letter T. Okay? So, the T-chart is used when weighing the pluses and minuses of the options. It ensures that all the positive and negatives are taken into consideration when making a decision. Okay? Di ba parang sa accounting meron tayong T account? Okay? Sa pinakataas nandun yung decision. I-weigh mo ano yung mga advantages and disadvantages niya. Okay? With the use of the T-chart, kung maraming advantages over the disadvantages, of course, that could be one of the deciding factors. Okay, ito, konti lang yung disadvantages nitong decision na ito. Okay? Next, the decision tree. This is a graph or a model that involves contemplating each option and the outcomes of each. Ito naman, naka-graph lang siya. Naka-graph naman. Kung kanina yung sa pinaka-basic, yung decision matrix that is just a list, ito naman naka-graph siya. Okay? Now, the next decision-making tools is what we call the multi-voting. Okay? Very simple lang itong multi-voting. It is being used sa mga malalaking companies wherein people are involved in making decision by voting. Okay? Patanungin, sige, let us decide who are in favor of this kind of this decision. Okay, so the members of the committee or the decision team will vote of what is the decision to be made. Okay, so it is assumed na hindi naman laging 100% yung mag-vote for a particular decision, but it is always the majority wins. Okay, next, Pareto analysis. So this is a technique used when a large number of decisions need to be made. Alam niyo yung Pareto principle? Okay? Ito rin siya, Pareto analysis. The 70-30 principle. Anong ginagawa? Na wini-weigh muna what is the 30 over the 100. Okay, if the 30% can contribute a lot on the 100%, so the 70% is not being a priority to make a decision. So halimbawa, out of 10 decisions made or 10 things to be done, 10 things to be decided, pipiliin lang doon which of these are the major things that needs to be decided. Okay? So if the 30% will cover all the decisions needs to be made, so that's what we call the Pareto analysis. So hindi nyo na kailangan desisyonan lahat. Okay? Ang didesisyonan nyo na lang is yung pinaka nakaka-apekto sa lahat. Kasi minsan may ganun no? Magde-decide kayo, pasahod ng tao. O pag-desisyonan natin, anong araw sila papasok. Kung ganyan ang sweldo nila. Pag-desisyonan natin kung magkano ang sweldo nila. Pag-desisyonan natin kung i-regularize ba sila. Okay? But what if ang pag-usapan natin is yung sa regularization na lang? Kasi when a people is being regularized, alam nyo, the commitment of a person ay nakakuha mo. Kasi regular sila Nakakuha nila lahat ng benepisyo. So yun ang pag-desisyonan natin. Huwag natin pag-usapan yung kanilang sweldo, yung kanilang oras ng pasok. Ang pag-desisyonan natin is kung i-regularize mo sila. So that's one way of using the Pareto analysis. Next, the cost-benefit. This technique is used when weighing the financial ramification of each possible alternative as a way to come to a final decision that makes the more sense from economic perspective. Cost-benefit. Titingnan natin dyan is, of course, the cost. Okay? Titingnan dyan is, pag ganito ba ang pinag-investa natin, mas malaki ba ang makukuha natin? Magiging natin? Or advantageous ba yan sa company? Okay? So, might as well dito na lang tayo mag-invest. Mag-invest ba tayo sa people? Mag-hire ba tayo ng people? O bumili tayo ng machine na pwedeng gumawa ng trabaho? So that's one way we use the cost benefit. Mag-import ba tayo or local na lang yung ating kukunin na materials? So that's how we use the cost benefit analysis. Number 7 is the conjoint analysis. So this is a method used by business leaders to determine consumer preferences when making decision. Conjoint analysis, tinitingnan yung perspective ng mga buyers or consumers. So this is being done by conducting surveys, and ano pa ba? Sa mga nagkakaroon ng tinatawag dyan sa nag-uusap, parang dialogue between the business and the customers or the consumers. So that's conjoint analysis. Okay? Now we are done discussing the decision-making tools. Let us proceed with the tools and techniques in making an efficient business. Okay? So ito, very practical lang naman ito, that we can follow kapag tayo daw ay magtatayo ng isang negosyo. Number 1, nowadays especially, is to use technology to speed up workflow. Okay, kung gusto mong mapabilis yung pagkukwenta, huwag ka na magmano-mano, of course. Use calculator, use computers, something like that. Use scanners, di ba, sa mga supermarket, hindi na ini-input, babarilin na lang or i-scan na lang. So, napapabilis yung negosyo. Short-term meetings, fuels efficiency yan. Every meeting, dapat, kung kayo ay magmi-meeting with your people, dapat make sure that you are prepared. Kasi minsan, pag ang meeting sobrang tagal, minsan nakakalimutan na rin ang pinag-uusapan or nawawala na rin yung iba, naantok, natatamad. Okay? Next, small office, space. Lalo na kung nature ng ng business mo is operations, more on nasa field talaga. So, it is better na sila ay hindi masyadong nag-stay sa office. So, small office na lang gawin mo. So, every time may meeting, dun lang. Pero during work, dapat wala sila doon. Okay, small changes, big savings. So, kung ikaw ay may babaguhin, much better wag in yung bigla, lalo na kung hindi naman prepare ang business mo sa mga biglaang pagbabago. Kasi it requires cost or pera. No? So, paunti-unti, wag biglaan. Manage staff expenses. Of course, yung inyong mga kaperahan sa negosyo. Di ba? Meron tayong tinatawag na petty cash fund or PCF sa businesses. Kaya yan petty cash kasi that is to be used for small expenses. So, wag gagamitin sa mga malalaking gastusin. Okay, ano pa? Keep a firm grip on cash flow. So, pinapakita dito more on how we will deal with our cash. No? Next, stay connected on the move. Ikaw bilang businesses, dapat hindi mo yan pinapabayaan. Tinitingnan-tingnan mo rin. No? Use time more efficiently. Get the best deal on insurance and do not be lax with the legal. So, ayun po yung ating mga techniques, no? In order that our business will be efficient. Okay, now we'll proceed with the last article, the SWOT analysis. Alam ko naman you are very familiar with this. That SWOT means strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And the SWOT is being useful, no? And it is not only limited to profit-seeking organization, but it may be used in any decision-making situation when a desired end state is defined. Example include non-profit organization, government unit, and individual. So what is SWOT? This is may also be used in pre-crisis planning and preventive crisis management. It may also be used in creating a recommendation during a viability study or survey. So this is the SWOT. Strengths, it could be characteristics of a business which gives it advantages over its competitors. Weaknesses, characteristics of a business which make its disadvantages relative to competitors. Opportunities, elements in a company's external environment that allow it to formulate and implement strategies to increase profitability, while threats are elements in the external environment that could endanger the integrity, profitability of the business. So mainly ang strength and weaknesses can be found internally in the business, while opportunities and trends can be found externally. Doon nyo po yan makikita, hindi po sa mga within the organization. Okay? Okay, as a future businessman, businesswoman, how would you able to make better decisions for your business, especially in tough situations? That could be a question to ponder. And how committed are you when it comes in your willingness that to make better decisions? Okay, so I hope that this day gives you a tips, strategy, and techniques on how we will create our business. Especially kayo, no? That some of you are already business-minded people, at ang inyong intention is to talagang kumita, no? At alam naman natin na ang pagyaman ay nasa pagnenegosyo. Kagaya ng napag-usapan natin in our subject, entrepreneurship, in the last semester. So we have a 10-item quiz in your Edmodo. Please read it carefully and choose the best answer. We'll send it immediately in our Edmodo. Okay? So thank you, class, and God bless everyone. See you next meeting.